Hey everyone, today on the G3 Border we are going to be reviewing, oh boy.
Lord of the Rings, Duel for Middle-earth. I'm going to put my glasses on, makes me look smart.
Yeah, I can't. There's too many words in that title. I can't.
There's quite a few.
I can never get it. So we're going to be reviewing what he said.
Yeah.
This is a two-player
competitive.
Head-to-head. One person plays as the Nazgul, one person plays as the Fellowship. It's not really a deck-building game. It's more of a card drafting game, sort of.
I might call it a card draft game. But, just to recap, a real quick thing about the components. The cards are good enough. They're a non-standard size, but they do get a fair amount of action. So you might want to sleeve these eventually, but the small problem there is this. The box actually comes with a wonderful sorting mechanism, and if you sleeve these, it's not going to fit anymore. It's just not.
That's unfortunate. And why didn't they make these a standard size? Is it cheaper to get a weird non-standard size?
Yeah, smaller surface area, easier to print, I guess.
But you think that there'd be
or cheaper to print.
In my mind, I'm thinking that there's card makers out there with all their presses and their, cutting and sorting machines for, like a standard poker deck of cards. And if you want something different than that, I don't know, maybe you save on ink and maybe it works out.
Maybe.
I'm sure that the designers and manufacturers have thought about it, but it seems counterintuitive to me to seek out a non-standard size.
Maybe. But they do get a fair amount of play, so you might want to sleeve them if you can let go of the box sorting apparatus, which I can't. And so I'm not going to sleeve these.
Putting things back in boxes is a pain in the butt sometimes.
It's a thing.
And, there's some games that it's just so frustrating to play, just to, cause putting it away is so difficult.
Gloomhaven.
And I hate it when they come up with a specific, here's where the cards go, but when you sleeve them, they don't fit.
They don't fit.
And it's like now you got to go to Etsy.
That's the thing. I don't think these will fit once you sleeve them. The other components are you got some the fortresses. Those are nice thick cardboard. They'll never wear them down. Like coins are pretty standard cardboard coins. They're nice. They're decent. These
coins look like the exact coins from a game called Caribbean.
Yeah, they're very close.
I mean, they're even
I think in Caribbean they're doubloons.
Yeah, but I got to dig out a copy of Caribbean and hold them up and see if they're the exact same. Yeah.
The race bonuses, they're made out of the same cardboard as the towers, and so that's a really good stock. And then the only other pieces, there's other pieces. The piece for the fortress board, they don't get any play at all. You kind of just stick them out there. You put them out, you take them off. There's nothing really going on with them, so they're good enough. It's very easy to determine who's good and who's evil.
And pretty cool little graphic on there. It's cool.
Yeah, and then the final piece is the ring track, which is the source of confusion for anyone who plays this game to begin with. And it's not that it's confusing at all. It's that your brain doesn't see it right. The problem is with your brain, not the game. And what it is, it's a track. The Nazgul starts way down there and has to move all the way down here while the Fellowship moves. So it feels like it's like, well, I'm moving along with you, or I'm not moving, or something's going on. It's a trick. It's kind of like a mind trick kind of thing.
Yeah, it's almost like an optical illusion.
It's the same amount of spaces. It's the same amount of spaces. What you can't do is get further away from the Nazgul. You get further down your track, but you can't get further away.
Yeah.
So.
And the Nazgul moves when the Fellowship moves, but they don't get any closer.
But they don't get any closer. The piece physically moves. Yeah, it does not move down the track.
It's like you're both standing still on a moving sidewalk.
Yeah.
You're moving, but you're not gaining any ground on the person you're chasing.
Now, all that being said, it's a clever little design that does its job very well.
Yeah, very cool.
Yeah.
Very cool.
So that's really it for components. Now, the victory conditions in this game are threefold. They are threefold. Yeah. So you have the ring track where if the Nazgul catches the ring bearer, that's game. If the ring bearer makes it to the end, that's game. And in my opinion, that's a little bit tricky to do, and we'll get to that. If you have presence in each of the regions in Middle-earth at one point, that's game. And presence is either you have a tower there or a soldier there. And so I had 7 presence here, and that's how I won the game that you're about to go watch our playthrough for.
Yeah.
And then finally, if you have all 6 races or if you have 6 races out of 7, then you'll win that way. Now Jay got close on there.
You had 5.
You had 5. And that's because there is an additional race that is in here. That's the one, and when I was teaching Jay this game, I had to point this out. These are all secret and they're fun to discover, but you have to know that's there. That's what I refer to as a dirty secret.
Yeah.
Because if you're not sure it's there and your opponent is sure it's there, that's privileged knowledge that can damage your game. So I was very specific to point out it is in there. So make sure if you're going that route, you go in there. And Jay ended up getting that one on his turn.
Yeah. A lot of this game hinges on what cards are available for you. You got to be smart to win this game, and you have to be strategic to win this game. But if the cards are against you, there's nothing you can do. Jason never had really an opportunity to take any of these races. I had a chance to win by the races, but I couldn't afford like one of the cards that had come out.
And you had to dump it.
Yeah. The way that that he won was
both the end cards are in there.
Yeah, you have to look at yourself and look at what cards will help you, but you also have to look at where your opponent is and what cards will help them. Mm-hmm. And then pretty soon you're drawing cards that hurt you but hurt your opponent more by you having them. And that's how he won. I wasn't looking as far ahead at what cards were out there, and he was able to take a card that let him win on that track.
Right.
But I mean, there is some luck of the draw. Like I said, he didn't have any of these race cards. He'd never had any opportunity to grab any of them. So
now in our playthrough, there's something that happened. I was able to go into the discard pile and take a card out and play it for free. When I looked in there, both the Hobbit cards were in there. And I'm like, okay, Jay will never get a Hobbit card.
Oh, so that means I had to have gotten everything that
you
came
had to
along.
Get everything else, including the one from the pile. Well, then you got the one from the pile, and you're back to the races. But now that is a privileged secret. That's a good secret. That's not a secret that's gonna mess you up, like not knowing that's in there. But when I looked in there, I was like, oh, if Jay goes that route, I took a Hobbit there because at that point I'm still like, well, maybe I could get something going with the races, maybe not. But then you got two of your own, and then so it became moot for me to do it because there's only two for each thing. You got both the elves, you got both the dwarves. I got nothing. There's, I've been shut out of that.
And it did help me get all these little these things too, which are supposed to be super, super powerful.
They are powerful.
I only found, this one was unusable because I couldn't get all the races. And the other ones, I had another one which I could only use once. And then there was two more which, we're fairly helpful. Well, one of them was about the military thing, which didn't help me because he won.
It did help you. I might have won earlier.
yeah, that's true.
I would say these things are powerful, but they are conditional. There's a trade-off for that power. You're not going to get it and be like, that's the game.
Yeah, they're
now
limited power.
Now, one of the things that I deliberately did is the first one you took was every time you play a gold card, you get to take another turn. After that, I made sure you didn't get any gold cards.
Yeah.
When they appeared, I took them. And fortunately for me, that's the way they fell. They fell in a manner where you couldn't get them, and I could take them before you could. And that's how I ended up with this huge stack of money.
And there was nothing else. This is sort of another example of the luck of the card draw. He was able to take those kind of with impunity. It's not like there was other cards out there that he should have taken instead of it.
Yeah.
It was a no-brainer to take that gold one, stops me from using this, and he gets more gold.
Right. Now, what I was trying to do was he had the gold one and the red one that let you put your stuff anywhere. And for a while, I was able to maintain you can't have any red cards and you can't have any gold cards.
Right.
That all fell apart in chapter 3, and you started putting out, playing the red cards. At that point, like you said about the luck of draw, I couldn't stop you anymore. That's just the way they fell. Now, I will say this, though. I've played this game quite a few times, and I have won by getting 6 out of 7 races, and I've won here on the board. Mm-hmm. I've lost here on the board. I've never lost by somebody getting all the races against me, but I've lost on the board several times. And it seems to me that most of the victories come from here. I have never seen a victory on the ring track.
And this was close, and it would have happened because that 3 movement was on there.
And you were only 2 away.
I think that was going to drop on mine because I think it was you. No, it was me, then you, then me. And so if I could have made it to the very end,
that's how you would have won.
Yeah. And the other time that one time that I've won this game was military.
Yes, yeah, it's here on the board, and that's the thing is I've never seen a win from here, but I can honestly say I've never seen it this close. You were super close to winning. I was here, and you were there.
Like 2 away, yeah.
Yep. So I was a significant amount away. I wanted to get to at least this one where I could take another turn. I didn't make it.
But looking at these,
you were within shouting distance. You're like, hey, stop. Come talk to me, man. Come get in my van.
Is this your wallet?
Get in my van.
But you've got almost as... No, I've got a lot of double ring tokens.
You got the double ring ones. I got a lot at the beginning.
Yeah, you were.
But you got
ahead.
a lot at the back end. And when each of your cards is worth twice what one of mine is, I'm at a nice walk here, and your guy's like got an Usain Bolt thing going on.
I was lucky.
I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you.
So I enjoyed having these coming out on my turn. So, that was fun.
Now, another thing to note is since not every card gets played in every chapter, again, strange things can end up in this pile.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, I got the Hobbits out of this pile, but I have played games where like all the blue cards end up in here, and this doesn't move it hardly at all.
Okay.
It's like, what happened? Then you flip this over, and it's 60% all the blue cards. Like, okay, well that's why. There's only one blue card in here this time. So we used everything, and you almost caught me, but we had 5 movement total left for rings.
I almost would have liked that I would like them to have more cards and then just have more over there.
More variety in the discard pile?
Yeah, or, more variety out here. They don't I like the distribution and everything is fine and everything's balanced and moves really, really well, but it just seems like there's just not very many cards there, and there maybe could be more because that could give more replayability to the game. Although, I don't know. Maybe they play tested it and they're like, we don't want to have any more blue movement cards out because then you get too many games where this thing is,
where this thing is now the source of every win or loss.
Yeah, I retract my critique. I'm going to assume that through play testing that they figured out this is really, really good. And just the times that I played this game, it's always been kind of close. There's always some kind of drama and about where the win is going to come from, and so that's really good.
I even said, and I might have even said in this video, but I said in our playthrough that at one point this looked like this was in such a way that I said our win is not going to come from here. It looked like a deadlock. Jay had a pile of stuff. You had few places at that point, but you had a pile of guys on them.
Yeah.
And so I'm like, I'm never breaking through this. It's just not going to happen. And at one point, you had shifted this well over into your advantage, and I just started getting those cards to take it away. But I was very surprised that the win came from here. I figured that you were either going to get the races or we were going to tie. That's what I figured that was going.
Because I had this shield thing that gave me that I could place things wherever I wanted to.
Yeah.
And I had already it shifted a little bit my way, and I'm like, oh, great, this is going to be awesome. But then, he was I couldn't get any red cards because they weren't coming out on my turn.
Yeah.
And so that's what, So it was interesting that even though momentum was going my way, I had this bonus, because of card layout, you were able to, win with that yourself.
Yeah. Well, bottom line for this one, though, I really like this game. I enjoy it quite a bit. Mm-hmm. This one suffers from a weird problem for me, though, which is I never get to play it because whenever I have a game night, I always have more than 2 people.
Yeah.
And so this one kind of never comes out. I played this with my son when he came back from college. And we had a good time playing it then too. He wanted to play it some more, but I sent him back up to college.
But consider a tournament. You get 6 people on your game night.
Yep.
This game plays so fast that it's fun to even watch. When you're.
We should do a tournament for channel. What we should do.
Yeah, this 2-player game has snuck onto our channel, which we don't do 2-player games.
Right.
We always say we don't do 2-player games on this channel, but if you look through our catalog, there's a not insignificant amount of 2-player games.
Right.
A number greater than 0 of 2-player games that we've played and really enjoyed. So.
Yeah, but this one, unfortunately, you can't twist this one to a 3-player game.
No, we love to do that, but
we love to break all the rules and twist a 2-player into a 3-player. Can't be done here. Can't be done.
Unless you had some kind of team thing where it's like you got 2 fellowship people and. you know,
It would-
two Nazguls.
It would have to be the forces of evil against the Fellowship against the aliens or cowboys
against the
or
aliens. Yeah.
something. So, well, this is Lord of the Rings, the Duel from Middle Earth.
What he said.
So it's a good game. You know, for two people, I'd say go pick it up. I like it a lot, and I've never played it where I don't want to play it.
How much was it? You know how much this retails for?
No.
Okay.
In this environment, probably 30 or 40 bucks. With this tariff environment going on, 30 or 40
Yeah,
bucks.
I mean, definitely worth it with you know the pieces that you get,
Oh,
and it's very colorful. You know, we didn't talk too much about
Yeah.
the graphics
Art's nice.
and art. I mean, yeah, it's you know, it's very, very nice, nice to look at. Like I said, you know, nice and colorful. You know, bright. The iconography is pretty easy to digest.
That one was for Bob.
That's for you, Bob. Yeah. So yeah, this is a good game. Go ahead and pick it up if you get the chance.
This is one of the few games where I would say believe the hype, because there's a lot of people out there who really like this game, and they're telling you the truth. It's a good game. It's a lot of fun. Go get it.
If you enjoyed this video, if you want to see more videos, go ahead and click that like and go ahead and subscribe if you're not already subscribed. And we'd love to hear your comments about this video or this game if you've ever played it.
Yeah.
We'll see you next time.
Until next time.